Hello YouTube, it is me Jack back with another review. This is going to be a walk around review, not going to be on the bike, not going to be riding it and talking, simply because I did have all the kit in my helmet for actually doing that, but I can't find the mic. So this is just going to be a walk around. At some point I am going to do an onboard review of this, and the reason that I suppose is a bit relevant is I'm having a Translogic quick shifter fitted to this at the end of March, and as I say, once I've got the Translogic quick shifter fitted and I'm going to get some Hell braided lines put on it as well, I'm going to do a riding review, and in that time I'm hoping to actually find the stuff in terms of helmet, mic and all that blah blah that I do own to actually do that review. So what is this? This is the GSXS750, probably the most hard to say bike name ever. Inline 4 Suzuki, producing claimed by the Japanese manufacturers around the sort of 113, 114 brake horsepower. I kind of think with all of these producers, they find out what these things actually produce, then they throw a dart at a dartboard and whatever it lands on, they kind of add it. So I think this thing actually produces stock somewhere around the sort of 1 to 105 bhp. You know, if you change the headers, ECU flash, and change the exhaust on it, you know, the end can on it, yeah, you might be getting actually around the 115. But anyway, does it really matter? No, not really. On UK roads, I actually think that anywhere between 1 and 115 is the absolute sweet spot for riding. It means you really can use the bike properly and you really can ring it and get the sort of the best of it. I kind of find that anything north of that sort of 120 mark, and you're getting almost to too much power. I rode the Street Triple, the RS, the new one. I think that's around, I think the RS is around 130 odd. That felt like the absolute max to me. That felt like the maximum you could kind of have on the road and still have fun. You know, the big brother of this, the new GSXS, I'm never going to say it, 1000, the one with the kind of transformer front lights, fantastic bike, I've ridden it. But again, just almost too much power. That's around 150. And then if you go north of that, you know, if you're going into the naked, the super nakeds, you know, you're looking at 180 to 200 brake horsepower, which to me is just ridiculous for the road. But everyone's different. I'm not Valentino Rossi, despite what the sticker might suggest. I'm certainly not Valentino Rossi, and 200 brake horsepower for me on the road is just too much. But actually, that is where this thing, I think, is amazing, because that amount of power on the road to me is absolutely perfect. As always, I've sort of said this in other reviews, so fast forward 20-30 seconds if you've watched any of my videos before. But my biking history, I've had kind of everything. I've had Harleys, I've had V-twins, I've had little 125s, I've had 125 scooters, I've got a 350 ADV scooter. I just love all bikes, and I've ridden 1000cc's and owned 1000cc fast sports bikes, and as I say, I just think that this is just pretty much perfect. So why do I think this is such a good bike? Well, first of all, the actual seating position. When you sit on this thing, in terms of your actual reach, it just is perfection. You're upright, but you've got the actual well, they're not rear sets, but the pegs on these are just perfectly set. They just feel sporty, you know, particularly if, like me, you ride on the balls of your feet. It just feels perfect. It feels really engaged, and that reach to the handlebars, as I say, it's just perfection. The angle is just, it's spot on for being all day long kind of comfortable, but also having that little bit of sportiness to it. I love the inline 4s. I love inline 4 engines. I'm not old, I'm sort of, you know, mid-40s, well, 43. But I do kind of remember those heydays of the 2000s and even the sort of the end of the 90s, and having that, you know, that kind of inline 4. Everyone had the Bandits or the Hornets, and yeah, to me, I love an inline 4. I've owned a lot of parallel twins, and I've owned V-twins, and I don't know, I love them. I love them all. I love all bikes. But to me, there's something about wringing the neck of an inline 4 that just, it evokes a magic. I know that I'm getting a bit misty-eyed and sounding quite old here, but yeah, it just evokes a magic. So what have I done to the bike? I suppose I've done a fair bit, really. I do love the R&G parts catalogue. And actually, feel free to take the piss, and do take the piss in the comment section. I know I love a sticker. And actually, I've just embraced my love of a sticker. so yeah, stickers are optional. I know that it can look a little bit ludicrous. You know, when I flog them, I always get rid of all the stickers. But to me, I don't know, I just love it when you open up a kind of a box of toys and you've got a sticker included. So yeah, stickers optional. What have I done to it? So the Yoshi Alpha end pipe, love it. Baffle has been removed. I know it's a bit obnoxious, but it just sounds amazing. And I do think that, well, basically I do think the loud pipes save lives. So apologies to all you people that live in lovely rural properties and get annoyed by people like me in the summer, but I think the thing just sounds amazing. On the downshift you get that lovely burbling, crackling sound. I've done the RNG, is it RNG? Let me have a look here. Yeah, it is the RNG tail tidy. I've put just, they're not LED, but I've put just the smoked indicators on there. I've got RNG on both sides, engine protection. I've got the RNG aftermarket exhaust hanger, and then of course on the other side the RNG delete for the pillion pegs on that side. Again, as I say, RNG protection on the engine on that side. I've got the ASV levers on there, the shorties. I've got the Oxford heated grips, which if you live in the UK I think is kind of essential. I've got a quad lock, which again is fantastic for looking at your iMaps. I've got the Air Max sport screen on the front. I've got the, forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, is it the LED perf or the LED perf? I suppose it's the LED perf aftermarket lights in there, which are a game changer. Let me just show you them. Have I got the key in there? Yes, I do. So LED main and the sides, lovely white LED lights as opposed to that horrible nasty yellow bulb that the standard bike comes with. Is that it? I think that is about it in terms of what I've actually put on the bike. Screen is really good, gives you just that little bit of airflow going over the top. Clocks on this, right, so the instrument, right, so everything you need, really is everything you need. Gear shift, miles per hour, clock obviously, fuel, various trips. It's not TFT, it's a bit Casio, it's a bit 1980s, but it's really clear, it's really functional, and it gives you everything you need. Do you need a TFT? No. Would it be lovely? Yes. But do you actually need it? No. At the end of the day, what you need from a motorcycle is two wheels, a lovely engine, which this has, and the ability to actually see how fast you're going. And yeah, if you've got kind of, you know, gears, that's great. But that's all you need. What would I rate this bike as? I would actually rate this bike for what it is, for a kind of a cheap, well, it's not, is it mid? I don't know, I kind of look at the mid as sort of like the SV650, which bizarrely, well, not bizarrely because it's a fantastic bike, but I find it incredible that here we are in 2024 and you can actually go onto the Suzuki website at the moment and actually still buy the SV650, which, testament to the engine, that V-twin engine is absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, that to me is the kind of the mid Suzuki. This is above the mid. You know, this is kind of competing with the MT-09, that kind of bracket. I know that the Suzuki have just brought in their new twin, what is it called? The GSX, is it the 8R? Haven't ridden it. I think it looks quite cool. I kind of think that is replacing the SV650, and this kind of sits in a weird no man's land. So I think they will be replacing this with some sort of potentially new GSXS750. I don't know, or potentially not. If they don't, and they do kind of get rid of the inline 4 at this range, it'll be a real shame. But yeah, I think this bike is to me absolutely perfect. It just does everything. It does it effortlessly, and it does it so well. Comfortable, powerful, certainly enough power for the road. It's just perfect. Oh, the other thing I've put on this is the little pillion. The pillion seat has been removed and I've got this cowl on there. I think that's it. But as I say, I'm getting the Translogic quick shifter and the Hell braided lines put on it in the next couple of weeks. And then what I'll do is, when I've done that, I'll get on and I'll give an actual review of what that is like with having the quick shifter. I'm sure that'll just be fun. But I don't know, I just think this thing is such a fun, such a brilliant bike. And the Suzuki bikes are just so well made, particularly the gearboxes. You know, it's just beautiful. I suppose the only criticism I've got of it is the brakes aren't absolutely fantastic, hence the hell lines getting put on it. But they're pretty good. You know, they're enough. But as I say, this thing, brilliant bike. Would I recommend it? Yeah. I think these things are kind of a bit of a covert one. They've kind of gone under the radar really, but they are just so good. So if you're looking for a lovely, you know, fast enough, inline four, everyday sports bike that just does everything that it says on the tin, GSXS750, apart from the name. I'd give the name 0 out of 10, but apart from that, I'd actually give the bike 9 out of 10. I think it is absolutely brilliant. Sounds amazing. Bulletproof engine. It'll go forever. Just, you know, you can't go wrong with it. Go and get one. Anyway, take care. Ride safe. Bye-bye.